Oh, Jamaica. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. We have a new bishop in Nandi County, the Catholic Diocese of Kapsabet. We have a new bishop, Kibli Marablele. Congratulations. No, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I think we need to talk about a couple of things. The first one is a cultural problem. The second is probably an education problem, which stems from a big issue with communication. The third is attitude. Maybe we can start with the third. So, I don't know how many of you have ever tried correcting a Kenyan. Like, somebody comes to you and says, hey, I would like to do something and I need your help. And then you are like, well, you know, I don't know, because that's not my domain. Have you asked ChatGPT? Have you asked internet? Have you looked for somebody who might know better than I do? And they are like, wache kai, hata usaidiangi watu. You know, I used to be angry a long time ago when people told me this kind of shit, until I realized it's a Kenyan's way of relating. There is a way that a Kenyan who needs help looks at themselves, and they look at the other person who is supposed to provide help. They look at those, so anybody who is asking for help looks at themselves as superior, entitled. They cannot accept a no for an answer. They just want you to say yes and fall on your feet and or on your knees and help them. Even help them look for what they can actually do it with the simplest clicks on a smartphone. So, and you know, those of you who know me, I've been going through very, very active sharing of something called WIDU.Africa, which is a grant. So there are times I just pick the WIDU post on their social media and I share. It is written there very clearly, get yourself a grant of up to 3,000 euros. And the first thing that I get from somebody who comes to comment is it a loan or a grant? And I'm like, I mean, there was an example recently, and I'm like, let's read together. You know, a very harmless comment, isn't it? So let's read together. Just remember again, WIDU has a post on social media. It's written there, get a grant of up to 3,000 to support your business. So all I do is I share. And the first comment I get is, hey doctor, is it a grant or a loan? And my reaction is, I mean, honestly, if you can write in English, it means you can read in English. So maybe I assume a lot. And I was about to say I'm sorry, but I realized it's not the right thing to do. So when you answer somebody and say, let's read it together, the first reaction they do is, oh, you're very proud, you're arrogant, you don't help people, you don't even tell anybody anything. And all my life, I have been sharing about WIDU right there for free. Gamawa, Malibana ji, Malibana WIDU, Malibana bi so money. And all of you, you know, those who have benefited because they were able to take time and read some of these links, and then they acted on them. And they only came back to me to clarify what was not clear. They don't come back to me to ask me information which I have shared, or things like this. And I think we have a problem, Kenyans. we have a big problem. Number one, kumagisomani. Magoisoma njin nyu ne bagale njin majige mo wagas ngamo wagas rani. Si wagas. Ngamo rani si wagas. Amu kyonya lilane utu kyo siragase. Kyonya lilane. Number one, WIDU which conduct clean. Jibunu serikali tab Germany. 450,000 Kenyan shillings. Free. It's a grant. You do not repay that money. You're given to go and support your business. That's point number one. Point number two, WIDU does not just support poultry. So there is this guy who came last night. Oh, you know, Dr. Ari, I've seen a lot of what you are sharing, and I am really interested in this thing. So I'm like, yeah, fantastic. And then he's like, tell me more. So I'm like, I need to know the little you know before I can tell you something more than what you already know. So summarize for me what you know. And he goes, oh, you know, it supports poultry with a grant. You know, he did something like, I believe it supports poultry with a grant. I said, well, I'm not interested in beliefs. I just want facts. Just state for me what you know. And obviously this guy has not read the links that I share every day here on how it works. So I'm like, can you really help me? Go read, get the information you get, come back here to me with questions that are very clear on what is not clear. So that at least when I am explaining to you, I am not going to start from scratch. No, I'm going to start from somewhere, from a point of knowledge. But of course, I've realized over time, Ale, there are so many jokers on this forum. Nita ninyo ninga jangan. At niya bike jang niya jaba gumbarong. Jagasin wagityo. Konyo gole me. But they are not doing anything. They begit, I want to learn more. I want to know more. Torito, me jana ineta. I was just on this. Koje serious. In your room, it's a very structured. Now, Vangan gain, Lane, and I am Majai with Tepulaga, Majai with Tepule. I go Gamajana, we do with Koita Yule. And I have known. Quan I became serious, I became a serious. Amuja Moga Talengalenjin, Congo Yoga yacht, of season it, Tugan in it, Agnon in it, Acteri in it, Amerwet in it. Kongan and you go Tevena to serious, Kongan and you go Tanguare. I can tell you for free. There's no need to struggle. Amuja Mona Legin Gunyona. When you take to Kepangana, teen very clear. Jamuja lesson knowledge. Okay, step number 2. Yeah, good. So that's one. The other thing is that I always ask people, where are you? You know, because if I know, for example, that you are at Kabngetich, right? If you are at Kabngetich in Nandi and you want to do DOPA, I will send you to my brother, Dan, because he has done DOPA and he did it with WIDU. If you are in Kipkanan Celia and you want to do DOPA, I will likely send you to Maton City to go and talk to Titus. Because then you can sit down with Titus over tea, you can discuss, you can ask him all the questions, and he can help you if he is willing to do it. If you want to do poultry, I always refer people to SK Rural Farming and Hills. I refer people to Steve, Gogo. At Jesua, I refer people to Kipkenda Poultry, although Kipkenda is at another stage and I don't want to scare poultry farmers. I refer people to Alfred, my neighbor back home. I refer people to Dr. Sally Chuma at Mosoriot. I refer people to Liz Rono at Jevlaski. I refer people to Steve Kibruti Jarab Kemi at Kesis. And my daughter, Kesis. You know, these are people, you can go there and sit down with them and then you ask them about it. They will explain to you in local terms and then they come back. Elisha Kuto is doing a fantastic job explaining to those who are interested in mushrooms, for example. He is at Eisero. And he has done a fantastic job with mushrooms. Elisha Kuto. Arabin Wertani. Edwin Arab Koech, Edwin Koech. We just had a fantastic WIDU field day at his place, Edgar concepts and gain Gebulwet, you know. At Gebulwet, I remember I posted, my manager went to Gebulwet and he was speaking there and I said, you did a fantastic job at Gebulwet, and somebody is like, was he at Gebulwet or Gebuloni? I mean, it means you don't read. Really. People, just read, you know. And then you don't need to comment on everything. So many to like Nengolengo sisi to kulega lianji to nengo mame to kami ne ngumu ne kaui ina ile asomani ko nyaui awoji ke ji to nya tebe got kokol Jason am maglokol Jason wage bi ji lian kombori bi kwaje bi as itebe ara muse age no mi to anyo te ile jangiwe aliojini ngalega WIDU amua kasi gijaga mangaliondo na lagi ni mania gumi amete nya gitu ngunjuai ge jai. Sorry, somebody is trying to do some construction here. Yeah, those of you from Kericho, I can see somebody here. I can see somebody here, asking me about Kericho. So if you want to do it and you are in Kericho, the easiest is to go to Kaptulua. Just go to Kaptulua in Bomet, right? In Jebole. I have a project there. I did with the Hyvin 3 times. She did the first round, she went the second round, she went the third round. She's at Jebole, just Kaptulua Primary School next to that. You will meet her. And she will explain to you how does WIDU work, what do you need to have, what does the diaspora need to have, etc. You know, those sort of things. There is Hyvin at Kaptulua. There is Joylene at Kamurir or Kamurir, I don't know, maybe Kamurir or Kamurir in Kongasi's word. Kongasi sublocation in Jebolungu. You know, those of you in the South Rift, you can talk to them and they can help you. Thanks. I mean, those who want to start schools, we have a fantastic project in Eldoret at Elgon View. It's called Humpty Dumpty. They started with daycare, and now they are actually expanding to go to preschool, and most probably in the future they will go to develop a school. The guy in Nakuru, I will just come to my inbox and please introduce yourself. I will link you with a lady who has done beekeeping in Nakuru, and actually she was supported by WIDU. So this is what I'm saying, guys. If it is very difficult for you to understand what I'm saying, instead of wasting my time, let me refer you to somebody who is very local, who has done this thing. You go sit down with them and say, how did you start? How did you plan? How did you draw your investment plan? I'm also interested in WIDU. This is the amount of money I have. This is the project I want to do. So that when you come to me to ask for details, you are coming to ask for more information, not for all information. There is going to be a difference. The truth is, in Gasi no ya jini jumbengo ngo tebena maswali yo jogo tebena kebestosia kwenek mago jini for free kebestosia kwenek aw kwenek kebestosi tul koma miya ja mo imuji gesen gitu ilitia amungu nyo tebena gole jawo gami ngalo luoi botwo in belia. So at that point you are provoking the expertise in me to explain something that is more deeper than what I do when I come to social media. So get ya miyaga nyege ba isi my time ako free ako nin time ale okay ngawalun swali juta juitinge kele WIDU na imeti ya gone, because there are people I have taken time and they can be, if you are there please, and I have spent time with you to revise even your investment plan. If I have taken 10 minutes, 1 hour, days, tell these people the truth that I actually spend time to answer your questions on only one condition. You have to come to me with very structured information. You have to come to me having known first from what I have written and posted, and then you come to me to ask for more information. So, The boy going. This thing about WIDU is not really a must. You don't need to have it, you know. And it is not about Jason, by the way. You can take it or you can leave it. Kagire werta village the brother ho ngama ingete iwe. Ngumi gina kasi numuwa tiji goleni. Kimuji getare tevi. Goleni mete no. Pasiasa. Meje situnyo sa megura. Kipke boy. Ginya sa megura. Kome meji go na gura kong gitepi. Ako meje nyare penen gura. Ingung sa ipoting lalenyu. I mean, who is the loser here? The loser. Ane nigamuwa unkita nigisabe. Ana ninye nige shekita nigisabe amui buati le muji mutanya ba isi asa menen kura. You know, lakini I don't understand really. To be honest, I cannot understand. Huh? I cannot understand. Was meinst du? Magi Bruder Symbole? Was genau meinst du? Bist du verrückt oder was? Okay, so number 2, going Kiago Numia link, for example, how WIDU works. If you went there and you read it, you will read about 17 points. At the end of it, I have put a video. That video explains what you need to do, what you need to know, what you need to have. I always expect somebody who comes to me to have answers to 4 questions. And there are 4 very clear questions that I put at the end of that video. So everybody now who comes to tell me, the first thing I tell them is, do not tell me my child wants to come to Germany. I want to speak to that child myself personally. Yakwa lakwana tagi angololji kusirsi amwa uni bi moji lakwet so tebene lakwet ni tebena kuna lakwet ammoji neun. And I have also said there are 2 ways you can go to Germany. The easiest, most straightforward is you sit down, you plan. You tell yourself, I want to go to Germany in 12 months. So if you want to go to Germany in 12 months, you start pinning. In 12 months, Germany. It's our process. Germany you cannot. You know, you need to be structured, you need to plan, you need to do certain things before certain things. They are very process oriented, I have told you. So I said there are 2 ways to do it. The first way is the long way, which takes about 12 months, and it takes 0 money, for example, because there, all you need to do is, I want to go to Germany. So if you want to go to Germany, I have a video I have shared there. It actually explains to you how to search for universities and courses you can apply. And I have also said there, you don't apply. If you want, I can have a look at your documents for free. But you don't send me documents that require me to write for you. There was a guy who came and told me, oh, please write for me a CV. I mean, where do I start, honestly? Manganalagi gisikinin keswetingoro. Manganalagi so man egirtitingoro. Manganalagi so man jija pugne. Manganalagi ba ishe jmawara engorchu. Where do I start? You know? And don't forget, I mean, you're asking me to do something for free. That out here, picture me in hello. Picture me because CV gelibani 1,000 euros. For somebody to write for you a CV, you have to do, you pay 1,000 euros. And you know, there was somebody I even wasted a lot of my time. I did the CV, I did the motivation letter. After that, let me just say they went underground. And until now, I haven't seen. All I see sometimes when I post there is interested. And this is somebody that I have taken a one-on-one. I spent about an hour to revise the CV, review the motivation letter, advised on how to write. But all I get when I post something about scholarships in Germany is interested. And I'm like, Samatin Gorotake, you know. So, number 1, Ngalega WIDU, let's agree. I do it for free. WIDU doesn't pay me. You don't pay me. I'm sharing information because I think these guys, to be honest, is the best thing ever that happened from a donor community to you. And there are people who have benefited from WIDU. Even if you ask them, ask around there, say, hey, you will hear somebody who has actually received WIDU and their lives have changed. If you went to Eldoret today, near Safaricom House, you will see something called Siloam Eye Clinic. That guy received a WIDU grant. In Eldoret town, there is a bakery between Barngetton Plaza and Paradise. It's called Red Royal. They received a WIDU grant. In Eldoret, there is Winnie, my favorite. Winnie Nani Tanui. She dries vegetables. My niece is flying to the UK actually tomorrow, right? She's flying tomorrow with vegetables from Winnie, you know, dried vegetables from Winnie. And Winnie was also supported by WIDU, courtesy of a great friend of mine, Dr. Isaac Blaga, in Germany. So WIDU is real, it is there, money is there. And you don't need to tie it to me. Emerald Clinic in Carencelia. They just, you know, they are doing a fantastic job. They upgraded from a local thing to now a clinic, a fully fledged clinic. And you saw the other day, the German came, the country director of GIZ and the country director of WIDU, the Meru lady. They went there. They were at Kipkarin, they came to Kenda, our poultry business, they went to Kipkarin, you know, and they saw it. So WIDU is real, and it is this thing that I would love that you guys take advantage of it and benefit. And you don't need to mention me. I don't need to feature anywhere in your story. Get it and disappear. But number two, so in Germany there are two ways. So I told you about the long way. The long way is you take that video, you watch it, you do the code search, you prepare in advance. Germans are not like this last minute thing in 2 seconds. It doesn't work for them. You need to plan ahead, really sit down and look like you've put some thoughts in it. The second method, which is the easiest, quickest, but it costs money, is you talk to an agency. And I refer a lot of you to a friend of mine, a great guy, Dr. Evans Rono, www.dergermanconnect.de. He will charge you. But he will do for you all that you want to do. He will write for you a CV if you want. He will charge you for it. He will do for you a motivation letter. He will charge you for it. He can apply to college for you. He will charge you for it. So, he choose any. Gimeje Jason go free. Go me video ki ajo boy. Imejara brono. Itio ki kwenek. Ko tarun. Ko ine. Ko porok ngale ke jam pa ne gi sirga chi. Point number 3 is how we communicate. You know, because school was opening. I have to say this is very painful, but you know me. I deal with it as it is. So schools are opening. These guys, I have never seen them for 1 year. The last time they spoke to me was 1 year ago. The first thing they do when they come to my inbox is, oh, ati sindiki samutai ne balakwe. Au kwasira le igona ilu butaman. Yani tinye sindiki samutai ne balakwe nyi. Negi tiare na tara muse sugusi jegityo. Negi kwetke aktyondo nyi sugusi jegityo. Kaya sindiki samutai. Sunday tari susomaenge. Ako sirgole. Mi ko senga ngita ne gure je iso ne mi jamani. Ningu bangal jigityo aleji ameje lu butaman. Kogono. Listen to me. Ngote bagos mame jamu. Amu agale tila kwa na ga metabla kwe. Ndo muje istaga metabla kwe ko taban ago istila kwe ko taban. Tot tongani uro to juta. The reason is look guys, if you need help from somebody, at least have the courtesy to first say, yamune. Ojame guys, koune betut, koune genyini, oye koge nyamagiam logoi. Hey. Iwe kabisa newe inda kibile na got. Lakini iwe. Ara magikoberura Mungu. Yetap kebesye. Kogiawe kigogilge lakwet kinyu. Oronias kogikur university. Ako lembeje ka serikali umoju. Kimwawech kole kono chepkondok tugul lakini mami chepkonda nekokon. Bas. Atinye mutain sindikisa kitikin kole nyabo kurgati. Kakilen nyekesang kanisa. Nyekitar ketoi saet. Kikiting kole nikialchine in bagit. You will have helped me to understand first the relationship between you and the difficulty. You will have tried to help me relate with you by creating that ambience, that temperature, that atmosphere of relationship. Arangi itu kityo gilejo. Kale kona elibut kalan karit kona elibut kalan karit alina yapta musiket ngone kwamenye awakone mpya. Yeah, by the way, congratulations amu koyu ngone koimenye iwe kone mpya. Ngeta nyuni mama ibwat bilal mat ngone indonin silalany korok mabiru kot kopubret saisere. That's all I can say. Because mommy jamge, mommy, you know, you've not talked to somebody for 1 year. Mommy to mongalalchine for 1 year. Tacha wa chita kitia ole. Kuna elibut, kuna elibut, kuna elibut taman. You know? So go see kengem chike gut. Wade suwi ja go nu chigure silent treatment. So many message kale awe korok nyo kitia so man. Awe koro nyo kitia soman. Koma kai na nye ile ka soman. Atya ina ile mawalun. Konda ka iji ngam ta gitar guinye. You know? Ongi kat ke. I think the teachers of English language in our community and Kenya in general have let us down somehow. Because this is also what happens with a lot of these messages. Gonyo jita Facebook agule chamge daktari. I can answer because I can see the name. But when the same person comes to WhatsApp and all they have on their name under WhatsApp is a star, a love emoji, and a cat. So what do I call them now? And then they come there and they are like, hi daktari. Ngale na gir gulale, angko baget, ang mauya, ogejeya. Listen, I have told you before. The first thing you do is hi, and that's what I do. I got a name, be king, you know. Chong and allow it now because of something called name recognition. Amus Ndali Jinitanyo, Kuruna Seroneji Ludejason. Waguma Mojaliji, Amija money. Pogo Magitole, no Mija money. And an Obunu Jeptabaji. Because of name recognition. Kaliame ngetiwe. Just take a few minutes agitebege ile. Ingena chichi. Chichi ni ameja ngetin. A contactant. Because for me, you don't need introduction, by the way. If you want to talk to me, you don't need introduction. You don't need to come to me and say, because there was somebody who came to me and said, oh, you know, Anderson gave me your number. He said, I speak to you. So I'm like, start by telling me who is Anderson. I don't even know that Anderson in the first place. So katariti name mo ileja kaya kwa Anderson. Ndagango ya kunwoji na ngeni tater. You know? So for me, actually, you don't need any introduction. You don't need anybody to come and vouch for you. All you need is ane gurena tango saramos pe. Abunu jebya guris. Angenin kya kenda kya sinonin. Angen Elias ki so many tuai. Ako ba jam ba isieting yundak. Anan ma jam ba isieting yundak. Kita nagame jige taret kei. Ati te bu nagame ja tebenen. I will have known your name. Going go go talin. Jamge jogri, jamge tangus. Arang unang inyo with your hi daktari. Agitu mungale gile. I will not say because kita wige ke correctan ga chorwa na nyuni ginyo mo kuno. Oi. Hai daktari ne. Kame jawa bane tengo kai ngulu si golia ni ginya agir. Atia buat wale ngarire aleji litre jai jutukul juga ini page ni. Anggama itau na kot karaki si mua wage. Isi leji no anege gurunanu. Aga bulu yugile. Aga nyoyu amuga tinye tebu na me jate bene. Very easy bakwangut. You will all agree with me. Those of you who have contacted me, gogi nyor chaji, gogi nyor cha Facebook, and nyor cha WhatsApp, and nyor cha nagi contact na che introduce nke. I never pass by you. I will always take time to answer if it is a clear message that says what it is that can be clearly answered, and it is either I have the answer or I don't have the answer. It's either I know somebody who knows the answer, and an kumangen jijota ne imu yugotareti. But in most cases, in Kitaune ge imu yuwage, gotareta related to you goro. Amanye ge muawge gelen. My name is Ian. Ian is what you tell Bagule. Amuingenen. You don't come and say my name is Matthew. The first time you meet somebody, and teachers of English, please start some of these things. The first time you meet somebody that you don't know or that likely doesn't know you, you start by saying, my name is Matthew Kiptangus Ramospe. Start there. Really, really great. And then, ginga itu form 1 ngap sabet boys imi form 4. Anan gini ngalal wejeng sugulin nyo betu siakalak ing motivation day. Anan kita gerin lagi yang youth camp. Oleh jam ko tahu di youth camp. Anan kigimi tukul siasa cikiba 97. Cikiba mengatai no. Or something like that, but at least start with your name. Ngalegab hi, hello, hi daktari. Samating guru take. I will not answer. Kya ya siya? Magoy. I will not answer. Mawalu ngalegab hi, hello, hi there. It will not work with me. Pero abaga matelo. Gigo sine. When I spend time to answer you, I'm doing a favor. I am doing you a favor. I'm very sure your elected leaders do not answer you. What your leaders and those searching messages? Kijama searching messages. Kya search besyon naglibelyo of sang. Kutoma ke ngating ke swanin go PS. Oh, belyo of sang ara iwe. Ngati niya itana yang yung naglibig tayo. Kami jaw sam chikaseng kiet kwaso mesaning strat mo go tare masters. Kule ja yo gunyo ka jenga. Ayakte. Abrisi me. Ayak ki SMS. Ayak ki WhatsApp. Ako ira. Ibaru ko blue ko isoma. Lagi ni mawalu. Lagi ni kas petu ne tunga kifutan kasi. The first message ne walu kana nyo. Na to na gi ko mo ji asome kasi. Because it happened with somebody. Mi ditaga ne gi mi kasi para serikali ngande. Ko tuna search message, ko so man ko metoy. Lagi ni petu ne gi bar jare William. Call my message, the last one, nigi college in Guyamane, meet aja time gay. So what I'm saying is, your leaders don't answer your messages. But imagine me, I am not your leader, I'm not elected, I'm not paid by government, I'm not paid from anybody to do this. I will work your questions. And at least I am very sure. I got ngaji ne samis ne kya ne kyo ma wala yai. Last ma ko miji ne kyo bar chora le jingi we wala gi penyangole. Ito boni bi itu. Last magumi, I wanted to be jota ilejini gil banane, golini na jamale ban. I was only very clear on my message. I knew what I wanted and I asked him in very clear terms and he answered me very clearly and he directed me. That's what I do. That is what I committed to do. Amu ako tane amja cheng authority ko very clear na bakong. Ngemwa gele. Part of the problem in my opinion go amu in Kyo lagi niya ko tawag yung murenik. Ablela je. Ko gigine tiga ko pa seduction. kikingen keng'ololji lakwa kabisa. Kingenam nguno chepto kole kametwogik chu kwokchu, kingenam kabisa kole akenam kitingchinat kole akeng'ololji akipongonji ng'alek kileji kosise chepsat kabisa kole angi ngo chito ni. Lakini problem nekitinye nguno amu kikoit social media ko maotinye ng'alechoto, maosoche tibik, maong'ololjini, makong'ete chepto itebe kowalun akoi koiwesan. Makomi siku hizi okwere pok kole kongoignoanen inai ile maiyan ng'alek. Ngikwerchi pok ilechi akokwerun pok, ikwerchi emoji nebo roriot kondou nebo muguleldo, inai ile kande bokisit ni. Ko petotet ng'alechoto cho. Amu meche kinetkei how to ask for help. Rule number 1, establish a relationship with the person with whom you need to engage. Number 2, I always tell people, and I will always say this, ngojama, anano sasa, ngogurena blaske yat, ano gurena menotiat, ano gurena arrogant, ano gurena proud, ano lewa moiman, it's okay. But I will tell you, have a relationship with someone before you ask them for help. I always say, you need to need people before you want them. You should want people before you need them, whichever way you want to say it. But use the word want and need in a way that tells you establishing a relationship korokak chito ibogashine kotko mutai ko kuraisi ko tangus yenyi nyone ilejini kekichaki, you know, ngotisise kakonama komon kakochilaki, something like that. So really guys, we need to understand the problem as a community, and I think this is more about the Kalenjin communities. We are so entitled that we think everybody they have to answer you. Yeah, you know what? The answer you get is equivalent to the clarity of the question you ask. You can quote that. The answer you get is equal to the clarity of the question you ask. And I take an example. There is somebody in hey, Jason, I hope she is hearing this. So, okay. You know, my heart is like, wow. Rab Jason, gabe guitar lago. Ay umwa ako to kweng yung comments. Da ako nin message no na tanaran. Da mo una lejin he. Rab kailil. Ako sa geleji na kararan niswe. Tarit po kijana yat. What are you likely? Ne ibuati linda kamu unta taritin. In that effort not to know about tarit po kijana yat. Ne. What do you think you needed to know for you to help me, you know? Ne. Amo kita kan itu kita ne for granted. Number 1, where do I start? You know, itinya lakwa ni, you know, ki kwa ne, meje tare to ne lakwa ni. Tos meje ke kanap ko ijo tingun. Anan meje kimut ko sugul, anan meje kinda kasi. You know? Kerga ni ki tebena at kinya ogia tebena korang yo alejo kalejo jita. Imutaja mani. Tebe sa aleji. Imeji ni aine. Kolejo iya kapsa. Yani ketep tano. Ketep tano nandi ejo. Anan ngubije palenji. Ungaleji ta imutaja mani. Alejis imeji ni aine jamani. My question basically was, can you be clear? You want to come to school? Do you want to come and work? What kind of work are you looking for? What is your level of education? What is your experience level? Etc. But like I said, you know, there is somebody who can actually do that for free. Chita na imuji ko tare talk ako tekan time kapsa ko neta ako tebe nang maswali ako tebe na pole amura na ni site inego lipano ulipaning site figure Dr. Evans Rono iwendi www.dergermanconnect tugul ko katuyo .de iwasi bi nyoru mi agents alai kora Uzuri nebo agent ungibileji imutwa lakwet jamani. Kokwerchi sait koleji ting start. Sikotas koteben ara yamun anyun korobon olingwong ngiboite ne meje nyakwai lakwet kokwer 1 minute koro. Kisomanji ne lakwet 10 minutes. Ay kasi ano nguno 20 minutes. Meje nyokosomanji ne ngoliana meje nyakwai kasi ne 30 minutes. Ara imeje konyo uyo 45 minutes. As itinye chepkondok chetya chebunu lakwet chenye koamie chenye koruwe chenye komenye chenye kosomane chenye kolion 1 hour. 1 hour inoto ki my friend 400 euros. 400 euros iwe. Abwati ale kerchinigei kityo. Mi chicho around 60,000 shillings. Chekaba cheison kaberi isi nebo kwong kateben kole menye ine nguli. Menye ine nguli. So the fourth and final one is this thing about America. Next month, at the end of September, beginning of October, green card lottery. It will be a free to apply for anybody. Kongiwe agi apply, kongabi yegulaki inyoru. Yegu among the first people inyoru. Then the next question nyone jita my inbox hole taritoi. Jengwa jita America no osteno. Now, I have asked you people before, where do I start? This is somebody in the some tang America goes then. One monk in Ingorogin, Mongan Lingu Biatko, Gumama Nungu Jebusuriote, Guba needed Tabanung, Guinet Korog Yune, Kori Jugimi to get near TV, Jog Jimmy. Pigalaki Jigimutu have ended up being pests in Gori. Inyoru lakwe ngolejini ngotisi se angonyo goleja na mame jawatun ite bege asi lei angwapa yarakani ame magatyan yu garon ame benda nyu sasita ruwe konyu tatya nyo nam lakwe nyu ko tatini asa goleja me jawatun hito ne has masaki siene uno so keelewan ilejino toreto ngololjini wajita ne mita America mangeni ngoro kaliame ketekanta eminyinde takanege naige Ilejo kero iwe anege gurino Matthew tangus atinye kwondo atinye lawe mwalimu nebo primary school ing Ngatatia primary kwondo nyu ko primary teacher ing Kaptel primary lagok kyok neo komite in secondary school nebo aeng komite apa primary anan ko kine uno abunu yugile aboyotab kanisa ing kanisetab 7 day nebo birei ko kwondo nyu ko chepyosetab kanisa ing AIC nebo kapkonjusmo and I'm just throwing names give me a context kona anain asiko ingibileji na anyun araiwe torito chengwoji amuja leji na ngemwa kapkonjusmo akangen werto nekikure Hosea nemite nemi Atlanta ngame kenya ngalaljini una muba kokwengungi asiorongo to muji okashine ngab ngotko chito kobo kokwengung komuchi kongetin kotachin aranginyo kityo nyilejo kero kokikura America atinye lagok somok amengen korok kile ngimutin ipkeribin ing America chito nekatachin ko kito nemakat kwai chichoto katochin ko ne ing sheria ko ne nemakat kwai chichoto katochin kokerko biik chemite kitinye biik chelechin ang yu daktari kakile kimeche barwet ing embassy nebunu chito nemite Germany toreto sirwa. So my question is ne barwanato, what kind of letter is that? Nung ketoretkei biik chok, let's be honest, achek tugul kemeche toretet akot ane ole kinye kingacheng'oti sobet ing Nairobi ko kipkotacha chito kiribo biik Paul Kirwarap Suge, a very generous man, kiangen from Kapsabet boys. Koribo akoi tun awendi China koribo but makoi ang'erani sa kolecho chito anan kolechi chito nemite Nairobi kang'et iwe amite ebin in classic in Kapsabet alen alany matatu saa tos nyoru oling'ung'o le birun simet chito saa 11 tomo tuitosi ak chichi kosom chito simet ara ing'oo kola kakona chobiri nabo kokweng'ung simeng'ung kolecho imuchi ang'ololun nyitebe olinyi. So and then atachin nyitebe kwangu ing Nairobi ngeng'alale biikab Nairobi monta keng'alale chobitonin ngeng'alale biikab Nairobi kekochi chobiri chito neingen kokochi chitab kokweng'ung chitab chorwa nenyi nekotuitos olo mara kokatuiyo mukebeshechu kotuitos chepkaweshechu so ang yetuiyo chichi kokochigei namba kong'et chichi kobirun simet maintroducenikei akot mamwaun kolechinin nyoen eng Nairobi. Kito netai nemwaun kityo koleini ng'we ami klasi kalany iswe achorugei abo in ambassador sijui saa ngapi achorugei abo ambassador sijui saa ngapi mwawa iwe matatu nekilonye kebwane oling'ung ko namba ata tomo akot kosomin kolechin anyone nyorwe oling'ung ako korichu kimenye eng Nairobi ak korik chekimenye ngole bitosiechu ko lasima ong'alal ak chepyoset amu menoe ngap itach kaketach biat ko imuchi mutanyo kwai ng'alek chemekanye ngole chemakanye kemwa sahi. So we have to tell ourselves the truth. Ongemete assumptions. Ngot imeche toretet build a relationship with somebody okoshinok chito itere kabisa chichoto kotokobenyi akot nging'etin ngikasu kolo kibir simet ko inyendet ameku chito kityo neicheng'e chito yo itinye shida yo metinye shida ichut sondit. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. Melen kele ke chepkurubet nenyamnyum lango nenyisi mosime kityo akibute nukuk nyeitar iwechigei imete nukuk chekamaibut kochotyo tun iweke nyimeche kokeny nukuk. Hapana. Let's agree. Number one, nobody owes you anything. Nobody. Ako tupchenyu nekibo mo agenge ko tuguk chotinye ko chachuk ma chechik. Tuguk chotinye ko chachuk ma chechik. Ngosome kalechi matinye ak atinye anan alechi atinye lakini makonin amu mi ole kabangande ole ameche ande ko makoi woisop kole koetenane ako kotinye. Yes, koetenen ako kwatinye lakini ko tuguchoto ko kakebongonchi koba olda age. So melen yo kilechinin matinye, melen yo kilechin chito makonin ko kale matinye ngap ko makonin amu bonganotin tuguchoto koba olda age tayari. So guys, you know, it's really super irritating. If you want help, you can always get it. Just be clear. Just be clear. Abwati ale chito nekotai tamdami ko orajoka inyoru. You will say whatever you want to say. I don't care. Kamwawa kamu sokomang muguleldo. Akangen ale kasaru biik chechang alak nea chemakanye kotwek lakini umiandos nemamwochin chi. Chamune sakae nekesokoi biik. Kiborye biik nyu nekiech. Imuta toreto yokwo kono. Mana makonu. Ako ndechungusani chito nelechin makonu. Ndechungusani chito nechubisie eng village yo nelen mana makonu. Ko chichoto ko kikonyor mara 2-3 kobun chichi. Melen kiarealize ana nalechigei kit aenge. Machubo chito netomo kokochi chepkondet eng life. Machubo. Maajabu noto. Chichi tomo kokochi ko silingit agenge. Komanyoru kuchubo. Lakini iywei netoru mokto my friend. Netoru mokto ako chubishe. Ako len makonu. Kiplaske yate. Matareti chi. Inende nekikwam agenge aeng somok. Siamu kikonaita meche kila nyukoor kole akomel. Koor kole komel. Komnyana matitil konyamnyi kiyori. Koyait tiondo nebo kwong'ut. Ongeng'eti biik chok. Kiner kewol. Ekuchi mungwana ng'alale ng'ung. Ibangan ke kabisa nengolen kokerin chito kole hapana. Ingen chichi ng'alek chiki. Kito kityo nekakamet matinye ko matinye kwenichu kai. Ngatoret. Anan kole mengen ole kibendi ngaborchi. Anan kole ngebe tuwai amu mele lazima alechin kityo ronin oret ui. Much alechin ngebe tuwai anan matin eut. But kono sababu amune sikoyoche anamatin eut. Meku chito nekianamatin eut ko kaisokei ing olda age ngoli ng'alek ak itumuche makimwochin chi. Ko kanoto nekameche clarify. Number one, mi chepkondokab WIDU, lakini ameche iku chi tugul clear. Yo inyone nyichenge toretet eng ane, inai ile masira kasi WIDU, I'm doing kasi ya kanisa. Number two, kiashare a lot of information. You need to even come to me. Ngoakotemenen ile jong kiakere kikeshare ki. Kabetwo that link. Kona pakit chikesoman. Akonin ka link bisoman. Kung yekaitar iweke nyilecho kang'eti ane. Kang'etin ameche you know kasoman ako kakuye 80% maanai kole atebenen alechini ne chemainai ne chekenai ko ne chemainai sikoi nginya keng'ololi ng'oliotab tell me more anoe ale kamwaun more amu kainai kidogo lakini tell me more ko kiandeo tugul imoin koroito ake netai no nebo oeng ko ngot koui kabisa isoman amu kianai ale momuchi osomanse nemakimwochin chi chebo lembech ngot koui isoman imwowo ilecho ami yu kile ayokten ale ini binyoru ano mingi ong'alal tuwai bitebe ngot komuchi kotinye time otebe ng'ony tuwai ong'alal ko ngoyoni ko explainenun kokuyeun tatya inyo as itinye tebutik chenin konyekiro is tuwai kesakai ara ndakimwa netai no nebo oeng ko ng'alekab bandab bitonin ko chang ole kibetoi kebeberwek oeng kityo eng Germany imuchi inyonyeke malasima iboisie agent hata kidogo you can come alone ole nyonundoi kityo lazima iplan at least 12 months in advance. There is a link I have always shared. You can watch the video and simulate what I simulate and you get the answers. Atya inyonyi iteb tuguk cheingen ile kakowekitu. Kung kikere ile kakotobo kabisa metoboni iwe akibicheng www.dergermanconnect.de inyoru werto nekikure Dr. Evans Rono. Ko ine kokwere sait ile tap korona nilen tik 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 ako savanen kabisa sirun tuguk tugul cheimeche kosirun atya ityakte iyokyine M-Pesa anan iyokyine PayPal. It's okay. Ng'alekab communication communication ngemete ng'alek chebwone kele hai mabo bindang'ung ne kokablelochindet